Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Press. This is episode 1 of Fantastic Four Fridays, and we are going to walk through issues of Fantastic Four. We're starting out with the John Byrne story, let's say. I think we're kind of going through some of the key John Byrne episodes, and I kind of want to kick the season off right with one of the Fantastic Four series that I first got into Fantastic Four with. So this goes back to the August 1979 edition. So maybe this came out in June of 79. And I think my friend Gary down the road from me, we both collected comics. I was a big Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Conan fan. I think I had just gotten into X-Men around this same time, late 70s. And he was kind of into Fantastic Four, Avengers, and X-Men as well. So so it was kind of cool to, our different reading lists kind of came together. But this is where we would, hey, you got to check out this new Fantastic Four. So hopefully bring back some of that pre-MCU excitement that the Marvel comics themselves used to have. And we'll kind of go through these together, and it's a great way for me to revisit it. A great way for us to get a conversation started. Before we get into the book, quick shout out to the sponsor. Book 1 and 2 of the Quantum Locksman saga from Pontus Fathom Press. We have William Mitchell's Dead Sons 11 and The Locksman of Quanta. This is a sci-fi classic. There is a third volume coming out. And Dead Sons 11, far future, end of time, black hole beings trying to reboot the universe. They reanimate 11 heroes from the past. And they will be tasked with creating the monoverse from the dying universe. Locksman of Quanta focuses on a character called the Quantum Locksmith. Think of him as like a Doctor Who meets the Time Traveler from H.G. Wells, and he figures prominently in this. Goes back into the origins of a AI machine race at the dawn of the universe, gray aliens, and even throughout human history. Giordano Bruno, Melchizedek. Very interesting stuff, very fun stuff. If you're into sci-fi, check them out. It helps us to support the channel. And as usual, like and subscribe below. We also run a podcast on this channel, and we have a sister channel, Pontus Fathom Hobbies, where we do board game play. So please check out all of our content. Okay, so let's jump into this. So we got this great cover. It says, "Read those tentacles, they're tearing us apart." And this is very funny, introducing Robbie the robot. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there was a short-lived Saturday morning cartoon with the Fantastic Four without Johnny. So it was Reed, Sue, Thing, and Herbie the robot. And it was an odd choice. Like, it was kind of, Fantastic Four fans hated this. Like, that there was a Saturday morning cartoon. They took the Human Torch out. But there's some funny references to this. Also, another thing that was quick is this is around the time that I started noticing writers and artists. And I had already known John Byrne's name. I already know Joe Sinet's name. And Marv Wolfman here that I think that this is starting to follow. I remember this issue as well. There was this Marvel team-up issue where you've got, I think I might have read this one, Spider-Man and the Human Torch. We'll do this on the Mondays. We'll go through this. But this is Chris Claremont and John Byrne. And I had known Chris Claremont from X-Men. So first of all, we've got the Fantastic Four trapped in space. They are in a battle with the Skrull Empire. You got Susie saying, "So what's the building get us to? You're finding Galactus. No wonder why you're so secretive." So they're on the quest for Galactus. This is basically a search for Galactus, right? And then Thing goes, "You're joking me, Stretch. Tell me a joke and you're pulling my big orange legs. Or is it harebrained stunts you ever pulled? This one's got to take the cake. That's a bizarre-looking creation, Reed. What is that?" So Reed's got some device he's working on. They got Novas here. "That blamed Skrull feet was waiting to blast us to smithereens, and you're tinkering with that cartoon show reject. Pipe down, Ben. I've been working on this design for months. While the producers of our cartoon showed we needed a replacement for Johnny, I wasn't reminded of this." And then Johnny goes, "I was out of town the day the contracts needed to be signed." And then Nova says, "Ha! The secret behind the great FF cartoon show controversy revealed at last." So here they are, breaking the fourth wall way before Deadpool. talking about Herbie the robot, human experimental robot, B-type integrated electronics. And this is the origin of Herbie. Johnny was out on contract day. So Herbie starts giving him some stats. Case proven, Ben. That calculation would take me hours to compute. But I'm pleased that the science of the living mind was able to come to your aid, Reed Richards. Donating with permanent linkage to our master computer in the least as we can do in help of your appreciation. Without your assistant, Master Czar, Herbie's design would have been impossible. All right. I'll put up with this clinking tin can for now. But the first time it answers back to yours truly, bam, you got that squirt? Computed and logged, sir. So Herbie and Ben are already having fights, which I think was kind of one of the gags in the cartoon. Do you guys remember that cartoon? Leave a comment below, but it was horrible, right? It was as bad. Not seeing Johnny in the Human Torch was as bad as Galactus being a cloud in that Fantastic Four movie. So now that we review, I suggest we review our situation. The Sphinx was returned to Earth with the intention of destroying it. Our power seems useless against him, and therefore we need a greater force than he is. Ergo, Galactus. So they're searching for Galactus. They've got Nova on board, the Nova Prime spaceship, and they are, attention, in 8.31 minutes we'll enter phase 1. Prepare. Cripes, that junk heap's already ordering us about. Jeesh. Meanwhile, in space, aboard the lead Skrull warship. You stupid sand snags. What do you mean, our fleet being routed by one of the lone Xandarians? Are you insane? Our scan and confirm it, Emperor Doric. The Xandrian Prime Thorin is attacking, wielding strange powers to destroy our fleet. Enough. I'll hear no more of this absurdity. But sir, subspace communication. What? Don't bother me with more drivel. Now go before I have you eliminated or worse. And then suddenly, whomp, behind him. Empress Krill, what have you done? Slain a traitor to the Skrull race. That is all, Zalzor. So, there he is, taken out by the Skrull Empress. And then everyone's sort of bowing down to her with their... Empress Krill, your wish is our command. From this moment on you obey me, for now I will rule the Skrull Armada, and we will not that weak-kneed bloated toad. Pull away from Xandar, while I release our ships from our homeworld, and then we shall attack again. So now you have Nova and Comet seeing them taking off. What's wrong, Nova? You look distressed. The Skrulls are leaving orbit, pulling away from Xandar. They probably didn't want to tangle with Diamond Head. I would have crushed them to green beans. So, kind of leaves that thread for a moment. And for the moment, however, we'll have to take leave of Xandar and look to the stars as they prepare to enter the warp drive. I think my knees are up in my stomach. You sure this trip is necessary? And look, they're all bloated and deformed. This is kind of cool. And you notice how, like, Byrne is really drawing the Jack Kirby style here. He's really kind of doing that standard... It's not quite the Byrne style that we'll see in the next arc after this one, but it's classic. I just looked at this stuff when I was a kid, and I really loved it. So there's some banter between Johnny and Sue. Look at the view screen. Holy Hannah, looks like the Long Island Expressway. Millions of ship and nothing's moving. The Skrulls, I've always talked about the Sargasso Sea, but this must be it. So these derelict ships. It's a graveyard of ships. Johnny heads out moments later after double-checking the computer findings. There's breathable air in space, but how? Who knows, Reed? Maybe someone created it like the Watcher did on the moon. But suddenly I'm free to flame on. So they're in kind of a bubble that has atmosphere. They go onto the ship, and they meet this... Do not approach humanoids. Grogar can wipe you out where you stand. Somehow I think that you couldn't wipe your nose even if you had one. You look like you can barely move. And he was speaking with some weird language here, and he translated to Soul 102. He was attacked, and ship defenses. Susan puts up her force field, and Ben goes ahead and rips the wall out. And some more of the flying bugs attack them. Ben and Reed and Johnny get to do their gig. Sue blasts them, and then they're looking at the view screen. They've been keeping us busy while their leader is heading for the Nova ship. Of course. They needed to get free of the space graveyard, so they're trying to hijack their ship. Fantastic Four make quick work of them. They get back to their ship, and Though the questions are still to be answered, the Fantastic Four returns to the demolished alien ship. All right, I slapped these bugs into the doohickey here. Now what? I'm attaching a sonic beacon to set the ship frequency. It will continue to transmit the SOS to Grogar's people wherever they are. These 6 will remain in some suspended animation until they can be dealt with. Now jettison the cargo and let's get out of here. Okay, so they leave them in like a suspended animation tank, and they're on their mission still. And then Johnny says, Grogar died and we'll never know and his people will never know he's a hero in the end. You can't live your life wondering what others will think about you, Johnny, and you shouldn't try to live up to the expectations of others. Be content in knowing that you tried your best. That's all that's important. Remember, Johnny, the only one you'll have to answer to for the long one is yourself. Something telling me nuts and bolts here ain't everything he seems to be. Thing is suspicious of Herbie. There's something wrong with this robot reject, and I'm going to find out. You're on warning, mister. From now on, the bashful Benji's going to keep this baby blues glued to you. And the next time you step on a line, that'll be all she wrote. And look at this great shot here of, they're flying off into space. They're sort of delaying their mission. The most mind-boggling trip ever in search of Galactus. So let's leave it here at this one. It's a good point to start. We'll be back in issue 210. We can check out the cover of it quickly, but it's, the search for Galactus, right? Hey, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're going to do these each week, and hopefully you like the content. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.